Welcome to FCManager Guide. In this video, we'll be discussing about the player profile. As the manager of your team, it's important that you know your players. By right-clicking a player card, you'll be able to see the player's whole profile. Now let me guide you slowly through this. Starting from the top left, we have the player position. This says ST, meaning the player is a striker. There are several player positions. If you look at the screen, this is the breakdown of the player positions in-game. As a cheat sheet, just follow these words of wisdom. Cards with red tags are the offensive players. The ones with blue are on the defensive line. The cards with green tags can play either offense or defense, and only the goalkeeper has a yellow tag. Moving on, the arrows you see below are the positions of the players, are his morale. If the player's morale goes down at a certain amount, his stats will decrease. You can increase the player's morale back to max by re-signing his contract or by using a morale card. Over here is the player's name, and beside it is the flag of the player's acting league. Below this is the player's potential. Now, this potential is shown here in his stats. Every time the player plays in a match or gets trained for a particular stat, he will gain EXP. For example, a player gains offensive experience during a match or training. This bar right here will fill up. Once that's filled, you can click the button here to increase a random stat under the stat category. Upon doing so, the player will gain an overall EXP here. Once this bar is filled, the player will gain a level which is here, his potential. Once his potential is maxed out, he will no longer gain EXP for any of the stats. Now underneath the potential is the player's stamina. It decreases as the player participates in matches, just like anyone else would. Now if the player's stamina drops to 0, you won't be able to use him for quite some time. If you have a player that's low on stamina, put him on your reserve list or the substitution list, but his stamina will recover more slowly there. Below this is the player's stats summary. Next to that is the player's positional ability. This says that the position this particular player performs is best. E is the worst and A is the best. If we hover over a position, you can see a number, and that's his ability points spent on that position. All players have a total of 700 ability points, and a maximum of 100 is allowed for each position. Now you can increase the positional ability of each player by training him, but we'll discuss that next time. Now if we click the records button, the player's records will be shown. Now these are the seasons this player has been with the team, the matches he's participated in, the total goals he's made this season, and his rate for scoring goals. Next we have the team color. Now, team colors give stat bonuses when the conditions are met. Listed on the right are the different team colors that this player has contributed to. When you complete a prerequisite number of players with a particular status like age, height, level, etc., you may apply the team color bonus in a match. Now these bonuses are always an increase of a particular stat in a match. After the team color, we have player comparison. The players on the right are the ones on your team. Now you can select a position here and the player to compare with here. Then we have the development guide. By default, the development guide will show the stats needed to be increased in the position player. You can change or check the needed stats by the positions in checking this box. The stats highlighted in red are the most important stats, and the next most important are highlighted in orange, and the least important highlighted in green. And that about sums it up for this time. See you all again!